Good morning, guys. Sorry. I'm just in a great mood this morning because yesterday I called in to Jesse Lee Peterson's show. One of the few idols I have in this world, Jesse Lee. What an amazing man. So I got a big influx of subscribers, like 100 overnight. So thank you so much, guys, and welcome to the channel. Oh, and I want to say here, put this in the beginning too, that if you came through Jesse Lee Peterson, please let me know in a comment below. And please, I link my Instagram too in the description here. If you're into fitness, my Instagram, I touch on some of the same subjects as I do here on the channel, but it's more fitness related. So please give that a follow too. It's at Uncommon Sense Fitness. All right. I figured it's a good opportunity to kind of summarize what the Uncommon Sense lifestyle and my thing I'm doing here is all about. So yes, I've written down a little list. Oh, by the way, for you Jesse Lee fans out there, check out this shirt. Hope you can see it, right? Beware of the children of the lie. I'm gonna make a video with that title too eventually. See if I can get this zipper up again. So yes, I've written a little list here. I'll just read the points once and then I'll go through them more in depth. So what is included in the Uncommon Sense way of life? First of all, training and exercise, very important. By the way, obviously Jesse's t-shirts have a really great fit because, you know, Jesse lifts. He has some fitness guy on every now and then. I know that Jesse, he's over 70 years old, and I know he loves doing box jumps. I thought that's really pretty cool. And also fasting and exercise. Training and exercise, but fasting is the next point. So fasting, both intermittent fasting, not eating throughout the whole day, but also prolonged fasting, not eating anything for several days. Meditating, saunas and cold showers, I put these all together. I'm gonna tell you why when I go through it. Discomfort, general discomfort. So training, saunas and cold shower could go in there, but I'm gonna elaborate a bit on that. Traditionalism and Christianity, being a traditional man, a man of God, and a woman, of course, but I am a man. Going your own way, rejecting the mainstream and doing the right thing. So yes, not caring about what the majority does. The majority is most of the time wrong. Doing your own thing, doing what's right and not what's, you know, uncommon. Always be improving yourself and others, and I put this together with helping people, be a force for good. So we start with the training and exercise. If you use your uncommon sense, you'll understand that human beings were not designed to sit in front of a computer all day and just when they have done that, come home and lie down in the sofa with a bag of chips, just watching a screen with, you know, random stuff, like watching the 23rd season of the 50th series now on Netflix or Viaplay or whatever you look. Training and exercise, extremely important. Can of course be many forms of exercise, but the strength exercise is what I do mostly. We're building muscle and strength. It's very important. Of course, cardiovascular health is important too, but being strong is so important. It's actually underrated in like the mainstream, what most people think. Like for instance, like a biggest determiner of not only how long you live, but also how good you feel while you live a long life, is having good muscle mass and good bone density, strong bones. This will improve your quality of life. I mean, immediately now, but for your whole life, very important. And it's not only about going to the gym and training, it's also, if you are one of these people that have a job that you have to be in front of a computer all day, make sure you can do it standing up, or make sure you can take a little break and walk around a bit, or do some squats or something. Movement I could call it, except for training and exercise. And fasting we have. So once again, everything today, it's not only about food, by the way. Fasting, just sustaining from things. Like everything is too available nowadays. The food, not only food in general, but shit food, you know, junk food. Like over there in the US, I mean, even worse than here. And porn is overly available. Just cheap pleasures like the Netflix and comfort is too available. So fasting, it begins with the food because it's such a big thing. Like food, when we lived out here in the wild, as I am now, look, there's even a little tree house over there. But food was not something you could take for granted, and people do that now. Almost no one, even if you're really poor, almost no one has to be afraid to starve to death. The problem is the other way around. People eat too much. Once again, especially over there in the US, it's sick with the obesity epidemic. So fasting just brings you back to the way you're supposed to be, the discipline you're supposed to have. You're not supposed to be so needy for all these things, like especially food. It begins with food, but then again with the porn and stuff. You need to fast from these things. So food. I do intermittent fasting. I do mostly the 16-8, like an 8-hour eating window and fasting for 16 hours per day. I will, if I'm not training on the day, I can shorten the eating window even more. And then I do the prolonged fasts. For me, when I'm this fit and lean, I don't carry much body fat right now, I will rarely do a longer fast than 72 hours. I have done up to 120 hours for the longest. And by the way, we do the one thing I consume on the fast nowadays is salt water, sodium and potassium, 1 teaspoon of each, basically, in 1 teaspoon of each for 2 liters of snake juice, we call it. Snake diet, we'll see, has an association with this channel. But fasting, very important. It's very healthy for you in many ways too, but in the spiritual sense, it's so important to get out of this worldly thing, being so addicted to things, and just learning to be disciplined, not needing things, being above that. So meditating, saunas and cold showers. The reason I put saunas and cold showers together, like, it was so amazing to talk to Jesse. I was so excited. I was happy with the call, but some things I forgot to mention. But he asked me to call again, and I obviously will. And something about, he does a silent prayer. It's about, meditating. It's being still and disconnecting from your thoughts, like not identifying with it all, but just sitting there and learning to watch your thoughts. Just experience it like you would, like when you see a movie on the screen. How it just plays by itself and you don't control what happens on the screen. The same thing with the thoughts. And actually when you do things like even exercise too, training hard, when you're going through like a tough set of squats or something, it's kind of, you have to just be able to watch yourself do this in a way. And when you do saunas and cold showers, it's something I practice a lot, then it's the same. If you get all into what you feel and think, you'll be like overreact to the cold showers especially, and you want to turn it back, the heat. But we learn to be masters of ourselves this way. The meditating, it's more about it being a little boring, non-pleasurable to just sit there. But you can do this in other situations, like training, like going through a cold shower, like sitting in the sauna, like getting very, very hot. Yes, this once again, in the same way as fasting, this will bring you out of the worldly things and make you more godly, I guess. More of God's nature. Obviously I ran out of space, but with good timing, actually perfect timing, I finished that last point. But now I raised some stuff that I can go on. I'll actually add one point that has to do with this meditation and sauna thing, watching your thoughts. We'll say ego work and self-love. Like this, the thoughts in your head, you must realize that you are not your thoughts. You are just the observer and the experiencer of all of this. You are just your awareness. But we can identify a lot with our thoughts. I have before, and we have to do ego work, which is what we do with meditating, doing the silent prayer and stuff. So, and you need to arrive at a point where you don't identify with all the stories like, oh, why do I keep doing this? Why do I screw up like this? I'm such a loser. You have to understand that this is not you saying. You have been conditioned this way. This is an evil voice. It's the voice of Satan you hear in your head. That's, from the trauma you've experienced from the world. So you have to really learn to be aware of this and learn to love yourself. And I'll come back to that in another point later. So discomfort I put, that has also to do with the training, meditating, saunas, cold showers, but discomfort in general. Like now I'm out in the woods. Obviously it's not so, it's not uncomfortable for me to film here. There are some people passing by every now and then going through the woods to the university. But so general discomfort is one of the biggest tools for growth. And obviously saunas, cold showers, training, it's uncomfortable. It hurts in the muscles when you train. It's cold, it's hot, you can't stand the heat. But general discomfort. It can be, just facing things that you don't want to. You feel uncomfortable doing. That when I started doing these videos, a lot of the time I'm not out in the woods. I'm walking in a neighborhood. Obviously, I go around and try to avoid people, but there are people around that see me and stare at me and stuff. I was uncomfortable with this, but look at me now. Talking with full confidence, and once again, I'm out in the woods, but I don't worry about it anymore because I've learned it. You see, every time you face discomfort, you'll grow. You'll be able to do more. You'll be the way you want to be. You'll get the confidence, and you don't have to go on. It could be anything. Many social things, I think. Speaking out, saying something that you want to say, but you just can't. Just speaking out. And when it's the right time, say that a group, everyone is talking about something, and you think, what are they saying? Because sometimes in a bigger group, for instance, there can be two people that just go on with their stuff, and everyone is kind of just be the brave one to speak out. You'll grow from this. You'll feel great about yourself. Okay, traditionalism and Christianity, obviously. I'm traditional. No sex outside of marriage for me now. I've been in a celibacy for over a year now. I have met my future wife, and we won't be having any sex until we're married, and we'll do it to get the children, And just in general, traditionalism, the way I view it, it's not only the way I view it, this is the truth. This is the way. The man is the leader, he's the alpha, he's the president of the family, the woman is the vice president. The man's role is to provide, be the perfect example for the children, show them how to be in this world, and for the wife too. And the wife is supporting, she can work, if it works with the situation, she can have some kind of job. It's not about following some kind of rules strictly, but it's about the roles. The man is the leader, and the woman is the supporter. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually beautiful. It's a great partnership. And I don't have to say anything more about it. This is the uncommon sense way. You don't be a slut or a slut maker. You don't have sex just because it feels so nice. You'll become a degenerate drug addict. Only sex is your drug, Going your own way, rejecting the mainstream and doing the right thing. I mean, obviously what I just said, do you know how guys look at me when I proudly tell them that I'm in a celibacy? It's very interesting in my life because I'm so obviously doing great in my life. I look great, I seem confident and stuff. But you see how it's very much not mainstream today to not have sex until you're married. It's unusual, but it's the right thing to do. So I don't give a shit that most people are wrong. I'm not gonna be wrong just because most people are. We do the right thing. Always be improving yourself and others. So as you can tell, I'm talking about training and building the muscle, trying to get stronger, facing discomfort, being more confident, just growing not only physically in your muscle and strength, but as a person. You always want to look for ways you can improve. If you can learn a new skill, you don't have to learn everything just because, but when you see something in your life like, it could really be useful for me to, buy this book and read about this so I know more about this, or it could actually be useful for me to ask this person I know that's really good at this how to do this. Always look for ways to improve. And I put also yourself and others, because what you do when you stop disconnecting from your ego, you'll always be a person and you always have to put yourself first, but you'll stop caring so much about you only. You'll see progress, you'll see you helping another person make progress. You'll see that in the same way as making progress with yourself. And me as a personal trainer know this a lot. I'm very much involved in my clients' training. I love seeing it. Some clients, I am more excited than them when I know how much they've improved, because sometimes people go to a trainer, they don't really know the weights and stuff they do, but I know, always be improving. You can be, I think I put that here too. Helping people, be a force for good. It's basically the same thing. You can decide, you have two choices in this life. Do you want to be a force for good or a force for evil? I've decided to be a force for good. So, I don't care about worldly things like, everyone, after I'm dead, I want everyone to repeat my name, or something. That would be nice, sure, like a little fun thing. But the most important thing, I'm a force for good. I'm going to leave the biggest positive mark I can on this earth. not only focusing. This is a point with ego love and ego work and self-love connected to this. You can't, it's not the same to just sacrifice yourself for other people and do things you are not comfortable with, you don't want to do in order to help other people. You know, a lot of the time in those situations you're just in some kind of codependency. You and this person have a shit relationship and you're not helping them. You're basically, you know, it's like you're enabling them. So you have to always be honest with yourself. And you always be ready to say no, to throw shit people out of your life. I'm not saying it hatefully, but just people that you won't be able to improve, that will only drag you down. You have to say no to them, but everyone else, when possible, you help as much as you can. I take every chance I can to help people. Mostly for me, because this is what I'm good at with the training and fitness and stuff. But every time if someone needs help moving, you know, they're moving into an apartment, if I am available, you know, I'll go and help them. If someone, yeah, whatever I need help with, as long as I'm not sacrificing myself and I know it's not a waste of time, I'll do it. So this is the Uncommon Sense way of life. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me input on these things. What would you like to hear more about? I would very much like, and if you came from Jesse's channel, please leave a comment and tell me so. And yeah, please just let me know. I love this. This channel might be over 1,000 subscribers now when I post this video. We'll see. I love this, guys. Thank you so much for being with me in this. Thanks for using your uncommon sense and joining me on this. Please like, please subscribe, please watch some of the videos I link here at the end, and I'll see you guys. Peace.